Is Donald Trump's entire fortune built on a foundation of lies? Today we will explore the tangled web of the former president's finances. Trump claims he's sitting on a massive $3.7 billion nest egg, but scratch the surface and things start to look a little sketchy. We're about to pull back the curtain on the secrets, lies, and questionable schemes that have led many to ask, is Trump truly the mega-rich business genius he portrays himself to be? Or is it all just smoke and mirrors? If you haven't already, subscribe to Infinite Lux and click the bell icon. It's no secret that Trump was born with a silver spoon firmly planted in his mouth. His father, Fred Trump, was a real estate tycoon in his own right, with a booming empire that he was eager to pass down to his son. After graduating from the prestigious Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania in 1968, Donald immediately started working under his dad, being handed plum real estate projects and reaping the lion's share of the profits while putting in a bare minimum of actual effort. It's safe to say that dear old dad gave Donald a massive head start on the road to riches. Once Fred was ready to step aside, Donald grabbed the reins of the family business and charged full steam ahead. He expanded the Trump brand into every corner of the real estate market, slapping his name on high-profile projects like Trump Tower in the heart of New York City, the swanky Mar-a-Lago resort down in Florida, and the lavish Trump International Hotel just steps from the White House in D.C. He even branched out into the glitzy worlds of luxury golf courses, hotels, and casinos. On the surface, it seemed like everything Trump touched turned to gold, earning him a reputation as the ultimate celebrity tycoon. Traditionally, presidential candidates are expected to release their tax returns to the public in a show of transparency, but Trump flat out refused, making him the first major party nominee in over 40 years to keep his finances under lock and key. Red flags started popping up left and right, with many wondering what exactly he was so desperate to hide. The public outcry grew to a roar, but Trump just assured everyone that the much-anticipated tax info was on its way. In fact, it took 6 long years of legal battles and congressional subpoenas before the truth finally saw the light of day. Trump fought tooth and nail to keep his returns out of the public eye, even going so far as to take his fight all the way to the Supreme Court. But in the end, the government emerged victorious, and the tax documents were handed over. The IRS uncovered a disturbing pattern of Trump reporting eye-popping negative income numbers, hemorrhaging up to $31 million in losses some years. Now, every business has its ups and downs, but the sheer consistency of Trump's losses, despite his sprawling network of properties and investments, raised more than a few eyebrows. As investigators combed through the financial tea leaves, they discovered that Trump had a nasty habit of paying little to no federal income taxes. We're talking a measly $750 in both 2016 and 2017, and absolutely zilch for 10 out the previous 15 years. When confronted with this stunning revelation, Trump had the audacity to brag about his ability to game the system, chalking it up to his unparalleled business savvy. But let's call a spade, folks. What Trump was engaging in were some seriously shady tax dodging, and the IRS was hot on his heels, ready to blow the lid off the whole operation. It turns out that Trump was taking a page straight out of his daddy's playbook, exploiting every loophole and gray area to funnel profits into his own coffers while leaving Uncle Sam out in the cold. His go-to move was to wildly inflate the value of his assets to secure massive loans and score sweetheart deals, then turn around and lowball those same properties on his tax forms to avoid ponying up his fair share. From bogus business expenses to questionable write-offs, Trump and his team of crackerjack accountants made sure that his already astronomical wealth remained safely out of the government's reach. But perhaps the most galling example of Trump's financial flimflammery comes straight from the horse's mouth. In a series of audio recordings that surfaced like a bad penny, we can hear Trump himself posing as a phony publicist named John Barron, spinning all sorts of tall tales to reporters about his playboy lifestyle and vast riches. In the eyes of the law, Trump's make-believe act looks an awful lot like fraud. By inflating his net worth and fudging his assets to secure more favorable loans and deals, he wasn't just pulling the wool over the media's eyes, he was potentially duping investors, lenders, and the American taxpayers as well. Trump's greatest financial facade was nearly exposed thanks to, of all things, the Forbes 400 list. For more than 2 decades, Trump was a fixture on the magazine's annual ranking of the country's wealthiest individuals, his name sitting alongside titans of industry and old money aristocrats. It was a golden ticket to the upper echelons of society, and Trump guarded his spot on that list with his life. After 25 years of rubbing elbows with the ultra-rich, Trump suddenly found himself booted from the Forbes 400, falling a staggering $300 million short of the cutoff. The humiliation must have been unbearable for a man who prides himself on his net worth above all else. The official line from Team Trump was that it was all just an innocent accounting error, a simple mistake that could happen to anyone with a 10-figure fortune. It wasn't until bombshell court filings came to light that the astonishing truth was finally laid bare. Trump, it seems, had been playing fast and loose with his net worth for years, allegedly inflating the value of his assets by up to 2,000% in a desperate bid to cling to his spot on the Forbes list. The properties he claimed were worth billions were actually drowning in debt. The profits he touted were nothing more than smoke and mirrors. So is Donald Trump really a billionaire, or is his entire fortune nothing more than a mirage? Well, the short answer is, it's complicated. On paper, Trump's vast portfolio of real estate holdings and business ventures certainly suggest that he's swimming in cash. But when you start to peel back the layers of debt, creative accounting, and outright fraud, it becomes clear that the true extent of his riches is anyone's guess. So there you have it, the story of Donald Trump's financial misadventures laid bare for all to see. Whether you love him or hate him, there's no denying that the man knows how to put on a show. So is the man really the self-made business genius he claims to be, or a master of hype hiding behind a house of cards? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for staying with me through this amazing journey into the world of Trump's finances. If you liked what you saw, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel.